Okay, opening up the EDC meeting of March 19, 2025. Roll call, Tony, Gata, Larry,
Here.
Patrice,
Here.
JP, Ethan,
Here.
John.
Here.
Looking for a motion for a chairman pro tem?
I make a motion for Larry.
Anyone want a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Here.
Yes.
Aye. Yeah.
Opposed? Larry, chairs.
Okay, thanks. Okay, first order of business, is there an approval for the minutes from February 19th, 2025?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, is there a second?
I second the motion.
Motion has been seconded by Patrice Gallagher. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Next item of business is discussion of the three-year new business report from 2022 through 2024. So Mark, go ahead and take it over.
Thank you. So yeah, this is the second year that my department has put out the 3-year new business report. We started last year, 21 to 23. I brought it to you guys then. You had some comments, corrections, changes on how we should maybe adjust it a little bit. We did that. And then this year is then the extension. So we dropped off 21, added 24, so it's a continuous running 3 years. So 20 to that is 23 and 22 are identical from the previous one. So the summary page is now updated as well to reflect what's happening in the most recent 3-year cycle. From the last year's report to this year, we are still service industry heavy. Except this most recent report, gyms and fitness was a top winner within the service industry. So I don't know if that's coming out of COVID, let's get off that COVID weight. I don't know. But that's what the data is telling us. And then after that, construction came in. So that industry, so contractors and building services and that kind of stuff came in second, with retail sales and restaurants just right behind them. So that's the quick summary, but hopefully some of you have seen this before. John, this will probably be new for you, but the idea is to have this report come out in March of every year with a 3-year run. So once you guys look it over, theoretically bless it. There's no vote or anything, there's not an ordinance, but we'll send this up to the village board as a memorandum for them. And then questions?
There's a lot of information here.
Yeah.
A lot of good information. Anything, Mark? Anything else, Mark?
Well, I mean, one of the things that maybe I would additionally note is that the count that we had in 24, we were at 79 new businesses. Not a name change, not an ownership change, but 79 new ones. And that is higher than 22 and 23. They were at 52 and 43 respectively. And one of the reasons that it probably came in a little high is that we only count the new business once they're officially approved, not the day they open. So if they open without the official approval from the licensing and the inspections, all that stuff, they don't get the credit from their quote unquote illegal activity. It's when we actually issue. And we cleaned up and forced a lot of people to get right in 2024. It was a real hard push, by Pat and me to really get them going. So that could indicate a little bit of an uptick, and then maybe next year we'll see that's back at that 60 to 70, or sorry, 60 to 65.
Can I ask you a question about
Yeah.
that? I know, like you said, get right. Do you mean just like getting their license with the village and everything like that? Or?
Everything. So
Okay.
you need to have a business registration and a certificate of occupancy to actually open up.
Okay. Gotcha.
That doesn't mean that people can't just open the door and start selling things, right? Because they can do that, but they aren't legitimized until they have all the required paperwork.
Gotcha. Was that quite a few businesses like that, or?
I'll just it was there were a lot that got their inspections, but then they didn't make the changes to make it legal, right?
Gotcha.
And then so we had to force re-inspections and actually get them up to speed. So this was that year of no more, because we knew we had new software coming. We needed to clear the books. Like it was a real full court press on that. So
Gotcha.
that's why you'll see something like, hey, they've been open for a year. Yeah, not really. So
Gotcha.
that's part of the data that's being represented there as well.
Do we know if there's any percentage of companies that have been opened that were helped by the city through TIF funds or anything like that? Or is there any way to know?
We would have to create that data. I mean, we know who we've helped. I just don't have a spreadsheet to pull data off of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And now that we've got the new grant program, that will be an additional indicator of, here's all the grants.
Okay. So going forward,
Yep.
we will see.
Exactly.
more.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Here's who we've issued grants to, and we'll be able to pull that out of the software specifically. And
Because it would be
here's how much
interesting
they
to
got.
say like,
Yeah.
we're growing because of
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
too.
So so the only we had the old grant programs, and a couple people not Villa Perk, but the landlord for Villa Perk. The captain's room was a part of that. They had to make some additional sanitary connections. So I know those off the top of my head. I don't have a report to pull from.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but yes, once the grant program is up and running, there will most likely be an annual probably as part of the budget of what did we do.
Yeah. That would. Yeah. I think that would be good.
Mark, what was Byline Bank under name change? Do you know?
Oh yeah, for 24.
First something, I think it's up on Roosevelt.
On Roosevelt, okay.
Yeah, it's the one on Roosevelt.
And then the Omelet House, that had an ownership change.
That's correct.
Okay, yeah, you can tell. And Food Commissary, does anybody know that one? I don't know that one.
That's the side business for Tribute.
Oh, okay, very good.
Oh,
It's technically two different businesses. They just
Okay.
partner with each other.
oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was on one. Nice.
Yep.
So I'm reading in the summary, I guess just a little bit of clarification. So the service industry doesn't generate much sales tax because they're not selling a good.
Right.
So if it was selling, because it's a service, obviously. You don't-
Exactly right. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a little bit, obviously, with hair product and stuff like that when you get the salons, but that's
very
not
small.
majority.
I got you.
Correct. Yeah. And it's not saying it's bad. It's just that's what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
But
still
how
pretty,
about for a gym, like you have a monthly membership, is that part of the, I guess, sales tax would be incorporated into those monthly fees?
It
Or is-
would be, but at a different rate because it's
It's a-
not a true retail.
I got you.
So many gyms. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. 11 out of 56. Like that's high.
That is.
Yeah, but
And there's a lot. If you drive around, you see a lot.
Mhm.
This is good.
yeah. Cool.
Are businesses responding to that TIF? Are you getting the response rate that you wanted, if that's?
We are in serious conversation with 3 to move forward through the grant program. They need to figure out their scope first. So they know it's there. They know they want to do something. How grandiose. So, yeah. No more questions. That's all it was on this discussion, question, answer. But
Nope.
cool. Excellent. So with no additional comments, we'll get that over to the village board. It is now your guys' report.
It sounds good.
Anything else we want to talk about with that before we move on?
Nope.
All right, public comments. Seeing none, we'll move on to commissioner comments.
I have 2.
Okay, you want to start?
Brian Wong's Mystic Vines. Is there any way that our commission can support him in growing, expanding the vision for his business? He spent $20,000 on marketing and felt like it was just worthless. Just wondering about that. Because he has a
So-
great idea. He has great ideas.
Misty Vine.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it's right.
Chicago Dance Factory.
It used to be the dance factory, but now that was the higher percentage of his revenue. And then the event space with all the different things he wants to do was lower, but he wants to flip-flop that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he has a great idea, and it's just a wonderful space, community oriented. Anything that we can do.
Is he part of the chamber, or was it Chamber of Commerce? I know they do some
Chamber.
stuff with promoting the
Okay. Yep.
businesses.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably knows that.
staff's been
Yeah.
talking with Brian for the last year.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, this is not a new,
Right.
I think he's trying to find his identity,
Yeah.
and so there's a learning curve to that.
Yeah.
Right.
His next
So-
chapter.
Right. So,
Okay.
can we just cut a check? No.
Is
But-
there any? I don't know. It's not my thing. It's not my arena. I'm just wondering if there's any
Yeah.
other creative.
Yeah, we worked with him on signage. We
Okay.
worked with him on becoming a member of the chamber.
Okay.
With that door that opens, when now you can host events there because you're a chamber member. Now you host here, and all the benefits that the chamber has. Talked about he's one of the individuals that like to adjust his liquor license. So talked about that process. And if he wants to make physical improvements, then the grants are available as well. So
Right.
Yeah.
Just like getting the message out.
he knows all this.
Yeah. But we had a conversation that I haven't had with him before. And then
Oh,
my
okay.
other comment is Yorkies. Okay, so I come back in town, it's open, and I'm coming from, this might not be a part of our commission, but, we've been talking about the curb cuts and the
Yeah.
plans
Yeah.
going forward, how curb cuts really slow down traffic. And,
Did you feel it? Did you feel it?
so I came from let's say Whole Foods
Yep.
west, and right there,
Mhm.
somebody was coming in. Somebody wanted to turn left. They were going east, and they wanted to turn left into Yorkies.
Oh.
It was almost a crash. Horns honking, people mad, cars doing this. So I'm just sharing that.
Yeah,
It
it's,
is.
It's
It
Elmhurst.
is. It is.
Yeah, that's all.
The Yorkies is not ours.
No.
It's in the city of
it's
Elmhurst.
that's in.
And that area of the street, yeah, is
It's
all
their
Elmhurst.
jurisdiction.
Is the other side of Monterey? Is the
It gets weird.
East
where
side-
it's-
Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
Sorry, it's like Villa, it's split, right? Then it comes to the
That's
right down St. Charles to the motorcycle, and then
That's
the over by the creek,
Mhm.
because you have that event space there. So it
That's
has
us.
like a weird, and then the creek basically is
But
Villa Park South.
Manny's is not us.
Right,
It is
Oh, Manny's is not?
Nope. The Lodge is not us.
right.
Maureen
Right.
McCormick,
Sorry.
artist.
Is where Epic is now, the old bright,
That's us.
that side of the street is us.
That's us. Yep.
I see. Okay, I
But
always
not
thought that was
nothing
Elmhurst.
across the Salt Creek.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so
But don't worry about the jurisdiction. Your experience with curb cuts slow down traffic, true statement. Yes, which is why through the St. Charles and the TIF is to remove curb cuts to put access centrally located for blocks.
and
Why
can
would
you-
we want to speed up traffic on St. Charles? Sorry.
We don't want accidents.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to. When people slam on the brakes, they don't realize here it is, and then you get.
Mhm.
And it's not necessarily to speed up; it's to create it more safe.
Well, that would be a more natural thing. Would
Yeah.
you would speed up traffic?
It's not to speed it up. It's part of the road guide. It actually is called traffic calming.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a multiple.
Mhm.
We want to reduce curb cuts and bring the curbs in closer so we can add pedestrian, which will not speed it up.
Gotcha.
No.
Gotcha.
So anything that happens with Yorkies is not us, even though it's in our physical,
Finish that sentence.
in our
Because
physical.
I don't know how to answer that.
Okay, so let's say it
It's in our
becomes a
line of
real
sight.
issue,
Well, yeah, it's in our line of sight, but
and it's okay.
we have nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved the building permit revenue, but it's not me. You're on Commissioner comments, though.
Oh, yes. Was that anything else, Patrice?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I had a thing. I guess I should probably give an update. Me and JP have been doing that subcommittee of doing the
Yes. I didn't know. I didn't feel like putting it on here to force you to say something, so I gave it. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Well, I've basically we're gonna use this summer as like a gathering information.
Yeah.
Try to get everything. You know, we got a lot of information from the gentleman from the commissioner from the economic commission, or why can't I? Yeah, I just said it. The
Fun.
no.
Which one?
Well, I was
Chamber.
at the Chamber of Commerce.
Kyle.
Yes, Kyle.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, brain fart.
I was like,
And
you
I
could have
was-
been. Could have went
Could've
anywhere.
went anywhere. Yeah. And then I was because I met him at the Fund Commission meeting.
Oh, nice.
Fund Commissions is open to hoping, but they've already got their agenda already scheduled away for the summer, obviously. So, I mean, JP was initially thinking doing the food trucks this summer, and I was like, I just don't think it's feasible. If we do it poorly the first time, the food trucks won't come back ever again. So, and they're very fickle when it comes to stuff like that. From what I was hearing from the Fund Commission is that if they don't get their revenue, why would they ever bother, right? So we want to do it right. We want to push it to the next summer, gather information. Same with the market. I mean, I think, you know, the information you gave us, we're going to be pursuing as well.
Cool.
So it's just, we got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
And now when the summer comes, we can start going to these markets and stuff like that as well,
Yeah.
and gathering information.
Yeah.
If you ever do go to a market or anything like that.
Yeah. Look at it from a critical eye,
Yeah.
not just a consumer.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Look operationally.
Right. Right.
And in Wheaton, they spend money. That's what I always look for. Geneva, Batavia, they do, but Wheaton, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that is the same outfit, right? The French Market, they own Geneva, Geneva, Batavia, Wheaton. I
Okay.
think they have 7 locations.
Okay.
And that'll probably be a good
Mm-hmm.
touch point.
Yeah.
How do you guys do this?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And what the application looks like for like new vendors and
Yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one in Elmhurst, they moved to the church that is right off of 83, that large church.
Oh, okay.
So I was gonna check that place out as well.
Yeah.
And,
Cool.
But I looked at their website. They have a pretty well laid out website showing parking, where the setup is, and all that. And these are all things that we would probably need to incorporate into the Villa Park website or something of that sort. You know. So
Have you guys thought of like a day or talked around like what days?
we have, because we don't want to conflict with the other
Yeah.
local. I can't remember what we settled on. There's 2 days that are open
Gotcha.
in comparison. You know, there's going to be conflicts.
Right.
So in the local area, Elmhurst,
Lombard.
Lombard, you know, don't want to fight with them.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
Ethan?
I don't have much. I was just sharing before, I haven't been able to come into a lot of these meetings because I've had, my work week has kind of changed and Wednesday is the big day. So I'm glad that today kind of worked out to be out here. For food trucks, I kind of like what you were talking about. I guess what's needed, because I'm not super aware myself. What's needed for a food truck to start and like to be here in Villa Park?
You always got to start with the health department.
Okay,
The truck needs to be licensed by the DuPage County Health Department.
gotcha.
So if you can get over that hump, then you need to have, if you're going to be on private property, you need the approval of the property owner to actually be there.
Okay.
And then if you're going to be on public property, it's part of an event, so hired by Fund Commission, Parks and Rec. If you guys do this thing, EDC. So
Okay.
yeah, you can't just pull up to a park.
Yeah, and
You
just
know what I
start.
mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. Right.
Mhm.
And then the other one is, which we see, but much more rarely, is just a street spot. Like that's what happens in the city.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Right.
happen here. It's always because they're
Right.
here for something.
Right.
A business is asking them to come here, or an
Yeah.
event is asking. So we rarely see that one. So.
I seen the one right here by the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what gas station that is. That's I can't remember what it is.
And
Addison and St. Charles?
Yeah.
that's the one. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one there that looks good. I haven't been to it yet though.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it out.
Yeah.
but-
Do you know how hard it is to get DuPage Health?
I don't, because their stuff is always moving. So
Okay. They're
just-
notoriously terrible.
Just start with them.
With the restaurants.
Yeah, right,
So like,
right.
I don't think they'd be much easier.
I've heard that as well. So that's why I say start with them.
Right.
We're not going to be your problem.
Right.
That's good. We like to not be the problem, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a pro economic development tool. Yep.
What does it look like? Just because I'm curious, what does it look like to be like you were saying, if it's on like a public spot? What does it look like to be hired by, like a Chamber of Commerce or something like that? Like as a you said, like they have to be hired on to do like that event.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's
do
what he was
they-
talking about on the
Right.
other event.
Yeah, so
Food
what
truck
we were,
festival.
yeah, we're looking at like a food truck festival. We're looking over by Standard,
Mhm.
the meadery over there,
Okay.
because they have a good amount of parking that the trucks could just pull in without really overtaking the area. Having the Fun Commission helping out with maybe some inflatable stuff for, families to hang out as
Okay.
well. Maybe get a band at the pavilion as
Oh,
well.
nice.
So that is,
That'd be
people
good.
would want to get food and
Mhm.
hang out as well. So
Alright, sweet. Sounds good. That's everything.
I just had a couple of questions. What's going on with the old Gorton's Food Market? Anything?
It got acquired by an investor who is doing some minor remodeling, and we do not know the future use yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, kind of to piggyback on Patrice's comment in our line of sight, whatever happened down just down the street from there on Roosevelt, where there was going to be, and I think at the time it was going to be not a Thornton's, but some other big gas station, and it's just an empty lot
yeah.
now.
Yeah. That's a tricky site. It's multi-jurisdictional.
Right, I remember that from a
south
few
part
years ago.
is OBT and the north part is us, but utilities in the south part are us. So it's this weird thing. And if I will point you very kindly to the comprehensive plan,
Yes.
it is a catalytic site for collaboration between the village and the OBT.
where is this located?
It's right here. See the red?
What was the?
It's owned by Thornton's. The
Thornton's.
the
But it used to
land.
be
Okay.
something else. It was a different big gas station chain that.
Oh,
Thornton's, yeah.
Oh, it's Thornton's.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
this property was owned by Mr. Thornton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, and then now it is owned by the land acquisition arm of the Thornton's gas, empire,
Uh-huh.
ran by a Thornton.
Okay.
So like he's still the kid. I think his grandson is who it is. Grandson is the president of that thing, and so yeah, I've had communications with that guy regarding development of this, which is how we got to where we are now. It's going to require probably an IGA between us and OBT. So that's what's happening with that.
All right. Well, I was just by there the other
Yeah.
day, and I'm like, yeah,
Yep,
it's been empty for a long time, and then
it has.
That
yeah,
goes back
'cause
several years.
Yep, it is a very tricky piece because of the multi-jurisdictional component. Very tricky.
All right. Move on. Village board liaison comments.
She is not here.
And Deepa is not here. Staff liaison comments.
I was just gonna touch base on the farmer's market if that didn't come up, so, I don't have anything much, yeah, no, I'm good. I got nothing.
All right. It's quick.
yeah.
Anyone else have any comments before we adjourn? Is there a motion for adjournment?
I'll make the motion for adjournment.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
We are adjourned. All in favor?
Alright.
Say aye.
Hi.
Bye.